You told Omar Saab, the Indian Express, that there is no indication that 370 is going to be restored by this current government. That caused a bit of a stir in Kashmir, and some commentators said that, it sounds as if, we are being a little accommodative in the current scenario, which demands a more assertive sort of leadership, just like Mamata Banerjee is giving it back to them in West Bengal. So why do we say that we do not expect much from it? Because if we say that, so we then what do? I mean, we're not asking them for restoration or something. Just sort of, if we give up and say, well, they're not going to give it, then isn't that like lowering our guard a little bit?
No, absolutely not. I think, look, there are two ways to go about this. I can either fool people, or then I can be honest with them. Please tell me, by which convoluted logic do these commentators believe that Prime Minister Narendra Modi will return 370, having taken it away 2 years ago? And what indications do they have on which to base this highly optimistic position? It's one thing to fight with the government of India, but then fight from a position of strength. Give any one particular party a mandate to speak. I mean, it's unfair for these commentators who have traditionally been supporters of boycott calls in Jammu and Kashmir, who have traditionally been against mainstream political parties, to suddenly cite the example of Mamata Banerjee. The fact of the matter is that if political parties in Jammu and Kashmir had been given a mandate like Mamata Banerjee was given, 5th August 2019 would never have happened. I have always been saying that, look, you don't like the National Conference, don't support it. But don't divide your vote. Don't weaken your voice. Choose a political party and then give it the support. You think Mamata Banerjee, if she had had only 1/4 of the assembly members in the assembly, would be able to talk from this position?
Absolutely not.
She talks from a position of strength because people have given her a position of strength. Whereas, unfortunately, these commentators who are passing judgment over what I said have done nothing but weaken the legitimate voices of the people of Jammu and Kashmir. They have put us in this position through their support for boycott calls and their sort of confused politics. Let them come out openly for the mainstream. Let them come out openly for electoral politics. Let them throw their weight behind a particular political party and say, okay, this party will represent us. Then give that party a 2/3 majority in the assembly and then see what we go and say. So I'm sorry, individuals who have traditionally supported a separatist ideology and who have traditionally have thrown their weight behind the boycott of elections have no business making a comparison between mainstream political parties in Jammu and Kashmir and with Mamata Banerjee. And that said, in no way did we weaken our position when we went and met the Prime Minister. We were steadfast in our belief. And what I said about having expectations from this government is also nothing new. If you pull out my interviews from the last many months, I have always said that it is tantamount to befooling people if we go out and tell people, Hanji, hum Modi saab se hi 370 wapas le aayenge. Not to say that we will not continue our struggle. We will continue our fight. But we have to know where to take that fight. We have to know where to make that demand. And I think sense is in choosing the right place and the right time. Please remember, it took the BJP 70 years, and by the BJP I mean the Sangh Parivar. It took them 70 years to fulfill their agenda of abrogating Article 370. Do these people, these so-called commentators, did they seriously believe that one meeting will get it back for us?